Ladies and gents, everyone else in between, hello. It's Kenji, it's Monty Bud. We're finally going to be playing a Dark Souls game on my channel. Dark Souls Remastered, specifically. So the first one, aside from, of course, Demon's Souls, which was like the precursor to the whole thing. But it's finally time. We're here. And I'm going to try and resist the urge to do what I usually do, which is to babble for like 5 minutes at the start of my videos, and I just want to get straight into it. Having said that, I haven't recorded for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think 3 weeks, so I apologise if I'm a little stiff. I will try to loosen up as we go. Otherwise, let's get straight into it. So, I already know which character I'm going to do, because, of course, with any Soulsborne game, you've got the character creator, which you could spend, at least 2 hours creating a beautiful-looking avatar. But we're not going to be doing that right now. I was originally going to make the Joker, which is what I usually do for my Soulsborne playthroughs. However, I tried. I spent time off camera trying to make the perfect Joker, and it's possible, but it's very difficult on this particular character creator, which is kind of limited in its features, and it just wasn't coming out right. It looked like a rip-off Joker. Like, it literally just looked like a clown with green hair. Anyway, so what I was doing when I was going through, I was looking at these, I was thinking, oh, okay, they all kind of look similar. I mean, it doesn't help that they're all bold, but I got to this guy, and I've noticed this before, and I think other people have as well, that this certain man here has a likeness to a celebrity, specifically Ryan Reynolds. Like, as soon as I remember that when I first played this game, I was like, that's Ryan Reynolds. So I thought, why, instead of messing about with making a character or the Joker or whatever, why don't we literally just play as Ryan Reynolds? And do you know what? I'm even out of character, pun intended. I'm even just going to call him Ryan Reynolds. Like, I'm usually, when I'm playing by myself or with friends or whatever, I'm usually quite meticulous when it comes to my character. I'm quite careful about my appearance and how I appear to the outside world. But on this occasion, we're just going to roll with it. We're going to be Ryan Reynolds. Okay. So, look, this game has been out for 1 trillion billion years. Since before the universe was actually created, this game was made. So because of that reason, I'm not going to spend loads of time going through like every single fucking class here that we've got, every gift. Look, like I've said, this particular series, this particular game has been done so much on YouTube that there's literally nothing I can do, especially in this series with my small channel, tiny channel, minute channel, that would make any sort of impact or difference when it comes to a walkthrough or a playthrough of this game. There's nothing I can do, but at the same time I don't care. I'm just as selfish as it is, I'm just doing this for me. I've always wanted to play Soulsborne games on my channel, hence the fact that I'm uploading this. I said I wouldn't babble. Anyway, so I'm gonna go for strength build, my usual MO. Master key, if you know, you know. The rest are basically shit. I will say one thing: if you take black fire bombs here, that's good for speedrunning because you can kill the first tutorial boss quite easily. Okay. Physique. Well, Ryan Reynolds, what are you? What do you want to be? That's quite Ryan Reynolds-y, isn't it? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, massive head. That could work. No. We'll just stick with average. So, I think we're good. I mean, I look ridiculous with that outfit on, but hopefully we'll change that at some point in the game. So I'm going to click accept. I think it goes straight into the cutscene, the beginning cutscene. Yes. So, I'm not going to skip it, but I'm not going to, I'm going to talk over it and shit like this. But it is one of the best opening cutscenes to a game to ever grace the art of gaming, to ever be conceived by a mind. In this particular case, the mind of the great Miyazaki. So here we go. So it's basically, it's laying on some sweet lore for us.
Came disparity. Heat and cold.
It's so cool.
Light
I think they used this voice actress as well for like multiple,
and of course.
like at least for Dark Souls 3. I don't remember if they used her for anything else, but she is good. So, the birth of the Age of Fire.
From the dark, they came.
It's us.
Found the souls of lords within the flame.
Here he is, the big guy.
Nito, the first of the dead.
So technically he was the first, like, first being, even before Gwyn.
And her daughters of chaos.
Or maybe not, maybe I am getting my lore mixed up already.
The Lord
There he
of
is.
Sunlight and his faithful knights.
The Silver Knights, there they are.
And the furtive pygmy.
So easily forgotten. Yes. Who we find out a lot more about in Dark Souls 3, which I will eventually play
The strength of
on this channel as well.
they challenge the dragons.
You see those you see the trees, like those stumps.
Peeled apart,
They're called the arch trees. You see those as well in the game. It's quite cool.
weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease.
I've just realised that would be a cool Halloween costume.
The scale
Dressed up as Nito from Dark Souls.
and the dragons were
I mean, you'd have to have... you'd have to have certain type of friends for them to even begin to get the reference, but it'll still be good. It would still look cool. Seath, of course, yes. So the whole gang's here.
began the age of fire.
Here we go. There's Lordran. This is weird though, because you'll notice it's just one ring
The flames will fade,
around a city.
and only dark will remain.
But when you get into the actual game, it's not one ring, it's like loads of rings interconnected.
Even now, there are only embers.
That's the Firekeeper.
Man sees not light, but only endless nights.
In this game, people,
Living are seen,
we are not maidenless.
carriers of the accursed dark.
There it is. First proper Berserk reference. I tell you what, since watching Berserk and getting into it more, like, and you know, I'll be honest, I watched it long after I got into the Soulsborne games, but I always knew it was an inspiration for Miyazaki. But since getting into it, oh
Yes,
man,
indeed.
it's so good.
The dark sign brands the undead.
Excuse me. So of course, you know, you notice already the graphics
And in this land,
aren't incredible, but this is a game from like 2011,
undead are corralled and led to the north.
something like that. I think this is the first time I heard the word corralled as well. It basically means to gather up
Where
people.
they are locked away to await the end of the world.
But there is one.
This is your fate.
There is one who seeks to defy his fate. The accursed and wretched Ryan Reynolds, who is looking a bit worse for wear. So, look, okay, there's our friend Oscar. Like I said, this game has been played a trillion times. Anyone who's watching this, I mean, look, most of my audience on Small, for example, where I do my singing, are young people, so they might not necessarily know Dark Souls. So I guess for that reason, we could potentially, you know, introduce a new generation to Soulsborne, although they may have played stuff like Elden Ring. And speaking of Elden Ring, I'm going to be pressing some of the wrong buttons here. I can't remember. Oh, the last game I played was Bloodborne. And I've been playing it with a friend as well, which is something new for me, because traditionally I've only ever played Soulsborne games by myself because I have no friends. Well, it's more because I've just never really had anyone to play them with. Oops. Why am I walking? Don't walk, please. Run. Why walk when you can run, people? So I'm killing these defenseless little hollows, but mainly because I want their souls. There's many souls. They drop piddly souls at the moment, but we still like to be thorough. We still like to make sure that we're min-maxing. That's the word. That's what this game is all about, people. Min-maxing. Right. Excuse me. Right. So let's crack on. Cack on. So I'm looking up here because you can see up here. Look, there's a big old fairy waiting to jump down on top of us. So this is the first boss, the tutorial boss that I mentioned. You can, like I said, I mean, I could technically kill him with this weapon, if you want to call it a weapon. It would just take a very, 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 very long time. If you do it, you get a weapon, which I don't even like. It's the Demon's Great Hammer. Demon's Great Hammer. Ooh, that almost got me. Which is a big old strength weapon. But I'm not going to use it anyway, so I'm not really interested. If it was something that I wanted to use, like, for example, the Demon's Great Machete, which I do like, then I'd be more inclined to put in the effort for it. I've just realised I need to switch to my my axe that I just got. There we go. So this is our main weapon now. Oops, he actually got me. Oops, I'm one-handing for some reason. So as a strength build, I'm going to be basically, especially because my first game in the series was Bloodborne. I say series, you know, Soulsborne, Souls-type game was Bloodborne. I got used to playing without shields from the get-go, as it were. So, oopsies! I didn't get used to avoiding boulders, though. To be fair, my screen's quite dark, so I couldn't really see it coming down. I knew it was coming, I just didn't see it coming at that particular moment in time. Anyway, excuses, copium. So, here's Oscar. So we'll listen to what he has to say, just for anyone who hasn't heard it before.
You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon.
So dramatic.
Then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
I mean, I got somewhere to be, but I guess dying wish and everything, people.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission.
Not really. You rescued me.
You can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: "Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the undead asylum, maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know."
My dude.
Now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart.
Talk to me in English, buddy.
One more thing.
Don't talk to me in riddles.
Here, take this. An Estus flask.
There it
An
is.
undead favorite.
Its first appearance. Dun dun dun. Instantly makes the game better than Demon Souls.
Oh, and this.
Thank you.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now.
Okay.
Thank you.
So what he's talking about is, I mean, first of all, we'll just say, and I didn't pick this up until like several playthroughs in, but basically that demon that jumped on top of us, he was on the roof and he knocked Oscar down through the ceiling. So initially Oscar was up there, he dropped us the key to our cell, set us free. Maybe he was being chased by the demon and he was like, okay, instead of me going on the pilgrimage, I can at least give the key to someone else. This is me just completely like spitballing now, but... So he got knocked through here, he's been mortally wounded, he's going to die, and basically, the more you die in this world, especially, I say especially, if you're marked with the accursed dark sign, which you can kind of see on my bosom there, it's like where it all goes like all veiny. If you're marked with that, you become an undead, and the more that you die, the greater your chances of becoming what's known as hollow, which is basically a zombie. You become a zombie. So we would assume that he's died several times already, maybe in his quest to fulfill the prophecy. He just died, by the way. I mean, he's worth 100 souls. Poor Oscar. I say Oscar, he's not got a name. Again, something else I didn't find out until later, until I started watching like lore videos and shit. His name is Oscar, but he technically doesn't have a name. Somebody looked at the game files, and that was the, oops, are you coming, buddy? Your friend's coming. You just gonna stand there, huh? Someone looked at the game files and it was like Oscar of Artorias. No, not Artorias. Fucking Astora. Was it Astora? I think Astora. So I'm getting hit by the world's slowest moving projectiles here, which is slightly embarrassing. This guy's a bit more dangerous. Ooh, you see? Because he can block your attacks with his shield. Oh my god. Almost died to a basic hollow. But anyway. I like that because it's like, you know, he's not that difficult really, but it gives you a little taster of things to come. Now, do you know, there's no reason why I shouldn't heal here, just in case. There's a little trick here as well. I think if you stand up here for too long, he attacks you, but if you do a jump attack, no, I fucked up. I fucked up. Anyway, it's fine. He's relatively easy. I say he, could be she. Whoever, if it's a he or a she, they've got a big old booty. So you can do a jump attack and a plunging attack at the same time, and it takes off like double damage, which is what I was trying to do. But also, we did test the theory that they jump up to attack you if you take too long, which is cool. Come on then, buddy. Okay. The good old Asylum Demon Ground Pound, which, as we know, made its first appearance. If you watch my Demon Souls playthrough, the first appearance was in Demon Souls from the Vanguard Demon. There you go. Reusing, not assets, but ideas, but to great effect. 2,000 souls, that's a bit more like it. So, oh, you can also hear... You can hear someone else trotting about down there. That's the other demon that we may have had a glimpse of when I first came out of my cell. I'm not sure if I really remarked on it at the time, but there you go. So it's pretty much that one item, and then oh my god, I almost fell and died. If you look over here, yes. So you can't interact with it now. I almost died again. There's a little bird nest there. When you can come back here later in the game. If you interact with it, you can get certain items, certain unique items as well, by giving your
Only in the ancient legends
by giving your
it is
junk
stated,
to the crow. I say the crow,
one day an undead shall be chosen.
not this crow, but this is certainly a crow. Imagine if crows were this big in real life.
The
Oh my
undead
god.
asylum in pilgrimage
I mean,
to
technically,
the land of the ancient lords.
Lordran. Technically, birds used to be this big because dinosaurs
Lordran.
existed. Especially pterodactyls, because dinosaurs are birds and birds are dinosaurs. Basically the same thing. For anyone that didn't know. So look, you remember how I was saying there's like a ring city? Well, I'll show you in a second. As we arrive in our hub world. So, instead of the Nexus in Demon Souls, we've now got Firelink Shrine. Here we go. So yeah, you can't really see. Hang on. Excuse me. Do you know, I've finished my water already, and I'm going to have to go get some more water in a second. So yeah, look. Instead of just one ring, you've got all these intertwined rings. Now, my assumption is that the one we saw in the cutscene, because I think this is 1,000 years after the Age of Fire began, so you could assume that things have changed. But also, I think it may have been there's a possibility that it was a design choice after they'd actually, conceptualized the game. They decided instead of having, one big ring, they'll have, like, these intertwining rings. It's cool either way. Another little fact, because not only have I seen lore videos, I've seen Out of Bounds videos as well, which I'm sure a lot of people have who watch this stuff. But all those houses down there, you can't go to those houses, but they're all 3D models. They're all fully modelled 3D objects, which is really cool as well. So, like I said, I'm just going to grab a drinky. I'm going to grab a drinky poo. I won't pause the video because it takes a second. Give me a sec. Okay, I apologise. Right, let me have a sip. And of course, it's sparkling water, so I'm going to be burping up a storm while I'm trying to commentate. Do you know what? Because I was AFK then, I was looking at the ivy on this wall. It's a 2D image, but it's actually pretty cool. These aren't 2D. Look, these are 3D here. That's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right. I mean, this guy is excruciatingly boring. He's the crestfallen warrior. He was in Demon Souls as well, kind of. Not the same guy, but the same idea was in Demon Souls. Let's talk to him. Get out of the way.
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
New arrival.
Yes, fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first, but there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town.
Do you know
both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you.
Do you know, I've just realised.
It is why you came, isn't it?
And I don't know for a fact,
Land of the undead.
but it sounds like the same voice actor as Solaire. Just doing like a really depressing,
Your face,
monotone voice.
You're practically hollow.
A bit like me in real life.
Going hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity.
Let's exhaust his dialogue, people. Let's be thorough.
About it, collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
Right. Any more, buddy?
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it. What? Oh, that's all we need.
Oh my god.
Another inquisitive soul.
Come on.
Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the undead burg through the
Burg.
The other bell is back down below the undead burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I
mean,
die again before I step
I was going to say, at this stage, buddy, I'd rather die than listen to you talking, quite honestly.
Bloody hell, what is it now?
Are we done?
You ask too many questions.
I think he has one more bit of dialogue.
What now? I'm not up for
Yes, here we go.
chatting. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone. Right, there we go. Sorry. I want to talk to everybody because, like I said, this is a thorough playthrough, even if it's got me babbling at certain points. Let's try and do things properly, okay? So, first, what am I going to say? Port of order? No, what am I talking about? Port of call. That's it. Sorry, port of order. First port of call is to go around Firelink Shrine. There's another dude there who's incredibly. Not only is he boring, but he sorry, there's a siren going off outside. I hope you can't hear it. If you can, I apologise. But not only is he boring, but he's actually a bit of a dickhead as well. But we'll talk to him. Okay, come on. Also, he looks absolutely redonkulous. Like, what? What the fuck? He's thicker than the Asylum Demon was. Also, the bowl cut is amazing.
We are not acquainted. I am Petrus Tharaland.
Also,
Business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
I thought he always looks a bit like Jeremy Irons, who is the guy that voiced Scar from The Lion King.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Okay.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
He sounds like, what's his name? Frollo. I forgot his full name. Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Speaking of Disney. Sounds like, but I'm pretty sure that voice actor died before this game was made, so it can't be the same one. But anyway. Right, first covenant of the game.
And first, a covenant with the gods.
Yes, come on. I think this is an achievement. It's been ages since I got the platinum in this game, but I think that's an achievement to get every covenant.
Let me share my miracles.
Miracles.
Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
He sounds like actually same voice actor as Sage Frake from Demon Souls. So he sells stuff like if you're doing a miracle build or like a paladin build, I forget the exact term, then this is good for you. We also learn gesture. It's one of the best gestures, actually. Talk.
My companions are Milady.
Milady.
She is young, but burdened by an undead mission.
You don't say. Aren't we all?
Defenses to keep her from harm.
Aren't we all these days? Petrus.
An undead
Petri dish.
mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
I wouldn't go that far, my dear friend. So this is like typical like douchey behavior by clerics in these games. They want you to pay for information.
I'm afraid that may be difficult, for our missions are sacred.
So
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
So unless you want to listen to more of Frollo talking, you can, you can choose to spend your souls there, or you don't have to. He just gives you like hints about the game. It's not actually anything to do with the quest or anything like that. Right. Also, something a little bit interesting here. Again, more from Outer Bounds. I think this was originally meant to be a door, and I think in the concept art, it's got Andre of. Is he of Astora as well? I don't remember. Andre of Astora, perhaps. I think it's got him pushing this aside, and it's supposed to lead you down to where the Chamber of the Lords is, whatever it's called. I don't know. But I think that's how you were meant to get there originally, for anyone who knows. But I won't jump the gun too much. So this is a bit risky. Do you know what? Excuse me. I'm going to go heal up first. When I say heal up, I'm going to get more Estus flasks back, because... By the way, the first episode is... Do you know what? I'll decide right here and now. First episode, we get up to the first bonfire up there. But before we do that, and for anyone else who knows the game, there are certain certain drop-off points that we want to visit, especially for a new playthrough like this, where you can make your time in Lordran a little bit easier, a little bit smoother going forwards. I say that as we're about to enter a very dangerous area for this point in the game. So just over here, these skeletons, they're actually quite scary. Do you know, I'm not even going to fight them because they can parry you, they can do all sorts of bullshit. And they hit quite hard. I think they make you bleed in this game. I'm not quite sure. They might do, actually. So we're just going to collect all the goodies that are around the graveyard. Ugh. Okay, they don't make you bleed. That's good to know. Oh, no. Okay, they do make you bleed. It's just because it did a thrusting attack. I got caught on the stairs. I'm going to die. I'm alive. Okay, this is... this is why it's risky, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Fuck it. YOLO! So, there's a weapon. I don't think I've ever used a spear in these games. This is the main treasure. This is basically one of the best weapons in the game for a strength build. This is dangerous because I always get trapped here. Hang on. No. Heal me. I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. There we go. That's fine. Oh wow. They came down after me to make sure the job was done. Okay, let me go back. It's a good thing I'm already hollow, because you can turn yourself back into human form. Basically, you can rehydrate yourself, undesiccate yourself. Also, I've got what's it called? I've got online on as well, on network play. Do you know what? I think there's something wrong with my left analog stick. This is like the fucking 10th PlayStation 5 controller, DualShock Sense Ultra 3D, whatever it's called, that I've bought, because the other one's the fucking Joy-Con drift, dude. Like, what is wrong with these companies? How much money do they have to have, and they still can't make a fucking controller that works? I say, oh my god, why am I trapped? What am I trapped on? Okay, get out. Get out. I tell you what, having played Demon Souls, these guys are nothing in comparison to the skeletons in Demon Souls. Like, at the very least, they fucking toned down the... Oh, someone died. For anyone that's played Demon Souls or saw my playthrough, the skeletons in that roll infinitely towards you. And basically, if you get caught in their combo, you die. So... Right. What was I even saying? Oh, the Joy-Con drift and shit with controllers. Like, I don't know how it is with Xbox, but PlayStation and especially Nintendo, it's terrible. It's so bad. It makes me so angry. And they're like, of course, they're like fucking 60, 50 pounds or dollars, whatever, for a new controller. It's like, I think they do it on purpose. It's like planned obsolescence or something. Anyway, having said that, I know this is a little off topic, but also this bonfire is extra lit, so it gives you 10 Estus because it's got a firekeeper with it. So that's the way to Underberg. We're not doing the catacombs now. I think we've got everything. Hang on. No, I got the thing down there, right? I think. Yeah, I believe so. Excuse me. So yeah, we're doing a whistle-stop tour of all the bits that we can do before we start playing the game. Here's our firekeeper. Thankfully, unlike the other characters that we've spoken to, which took like 10 minutes, you can't actually talk to her because she can't physically talk. I don't know if she's mute or if she's got no tongue or whatever. I'm not sure. Yeah, I bought WD-40, but for electronics, because I saw a thing once which said if you spray that on the joystick that's having Joy-Con drift, it will fix it. I don't think it fixes it permanently, but it fixes it temporarily. So I might have to do that. I've got some stored away. I think it's been a while since I had to do it. I think I used it on my Nintendo. I think it worked, but maybe not very well. We'll see. Oh, there's a guy down here. Maybe not as boring, but I have to talk to him, even though I'm never going to come back to use his services. But here we are. I think, is he called Griggs? Griggs of Vinheim?
How on earth? Well, I shouldn't try. I'm Rickett of Vinheim.
Rickett, that's the one.
Once an established smith. Look at me now.
Oh, the echo.
What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escape. It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
Okay, so he's technically a blacksmith, but he is the magic one. So he actually sells a couple of spells if you're doing a sorcery playthrough.
What is it? There's nothing to talk about.
Oh, thank God.
We're both cursed, undead. But what's there really to moan about?
Buddy,
Come back soon.
I like your attitude.
Smithing helps soothe my nerves. Don't let me wither away out of idleness.
Well, honestly, my friend, I'll be surprised if you get any... I mean, maybe these are your customers and I'm actually killing them, so I apologise. Oops. So, we're down here because there are two ways to go. So first off, let's pick these guys off. Even though, again, they give shit souls. I like to kill everything in the game at least once. I mean, if you've seen my other playthroughs for these games, you'll know already. You know what my my preferred way of doing things is. Excuse me. Okay. Look, I'm not the only one. Also, you'll see how everyone else in the game is naked. So I can instantly tell that all these phantoms that we're seeing, they're using the greatsword. All these phantoms that we're seeing are people who are likely Souls veterans, because they know that in this game it's meta to not wear any armor, because fast rolling in this game is basically the best out of any of the Soulsborne games. To my knowledge, it makes the biggest difference. Also because armor is probably the most useless in this game. Now, this is very risky. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. So that's the Firekeeper's Soul. I wanted to get it because it helps us upgrade the potency of our flasks. So it's like a golden seed in Elden Ring. But like, I die there like 90% of the time, so I'm not even surprised or shocked that that happened. But I usually get my souls back and then I'm okay, because you don't have to go all the way to the end of the bridge. But we'll see how that, like, famous last words, we'll see. What was I saying? Armor in Soulsborne, in Dark Souls 1. It's not useless, but it's very unimpactful, I would say. I say that. I always wear armor because I can't stand the even though it doesn't do anything, I can't stand the idea of running around naked, you know? There are my souls over there, look. I just can't stand the idea of running around naked. It's like, I might be undead, but I still have a certain degree of decency, you know, guys? I still want to cover my shriveled man tits. Oh dear. Look, naked again. There's even, if you have light rolling in this game, there's even a ring that lets you do like a cool ninja flip, which again makes your rolls even better. So I think people especially like to go for that particular build. Like I said, we're okay. Now there are some ghosty goose here, which is fine, I say, as I die. Oh no, thankfully she didn't do stretchy arm. Huh. Can I get through here? Yes. There we go. So it's worth dying. It's worth taking an extra minute out of your life to get that Firekeeper soul, because it helps with the amount of healing that you can do early on in the game. Okay, excuse me. So, do you know, it's really dark. I can't just... I know I've got brightness on max because I've optimized the settings for my recording, but I hope it's not too bad on YouTube. Do you know, I've noticed with OBS, it's quite dark in like the default settings, but when I try to add a color correction filter, which is how you're supposed to increase the brightness and change the contrast of your game capture... By the way, that's the way to Blighttown, we're not going there yet. If you try to add that filter, at least in the version that I've got, which is, to be fair, it's a pretty old version, but it basically turns my game blue. It turns the entire game blue. So maybe it's just with this particular game card that I've got, but it's an Elgato game card. Also, and I always make this mistake, or not... Well, I'm about to not make this mistake, but do not collect the items by this undead dragon's head, okay? But you can get this one, but just don't get too close and don't go where his head is, and don't attack them either, because you will regret it, unless you're extremely good at the game and avoiding damage. Also, I think it gives you like 2,000 souls, which again isn't, or it might be 5,000, but even that, it's not like the be-all and end-all. Now, these guys are actually quite strong. We definitely can't kill them yet, but they're fairly easy to avoid. Also, trying to get trapped in here. Can you move, please? Please move. Just please move. Can you? Thank you. These guys drop 1,000. Like, they're quite janky. If you can get them to fly off the edge, because they can actually kill themselves from gravity, even though they got wings. They give 1,000 souls each, and they drop, what are they called? Dragon scales, which are used for upgrading dragon weapons. So potentially a good early farming spot if you can get down the what's it called? Fucking... the art of killing them. Anyway. I digress. Also, I've got this Zweihander. I don't think I can equip it yet. Hang on. So, we're going to be using... I mean, look, if you see my Bloodborne playthrough and Demon Souls and Elden Ring, you'll already know, like, what type of weapon I like to use. I like to use Ultra Greatswords. So I definitely can't wield this even two-handed yet, which is fine. Now, do I take on this guy? Do you know what? I lit the bonfire. The bonfire? Sorry, I lit the bonfire. That guy's wearing armor! He's new to the game! Right, sorry. I got excited for a second. I saw a fellow noob. I say noob, but I've played this game many times. So, I wanted to rest at the bonfire because I can't quite remember in this game if you respawn at the bonfire just by lighting it, or if you have to actually rest at it. I want to say you have to actually rest at it, but don't quote me on that one. So, this is our first Black Knight. So basically one of the strongest enemies in the game, as you can see. There is a trick. I mean, you can parry them, but I don't use shields. Buddy, I mean, he doesn't usually do this. Oh, that was close. Backstab? No. What happened to the good old-fashioned Dark Souls 1 backstabs? I'm supposed to teleport behind you and backstab you. Now, they get hyper armor, so that's why I'm being very cautious. Come on, dude. We haven't got all day. Well, you've had 1,000 years, because that's when you... that's how long you've existed. Because these guys used to be Silver Knights, but they turned into Black Knights when they got singed by the First Flame. Because they were agents of Gwyn. And now they seek to defend... would-be interlopers. Which is funny, because I'm actually trying to save the world by relighting the First Flame. Reigniting the First Flame. Okay, so we got a backstab. There is a trick. If you get... I don't know why he's doing this. Here we go. Huh! No. Oh, this hurts. This is going to hurt me. I'm alive? If you can backstab them off the edge of this cliff, which is what you're supposed to do, or you parry them and then do it, if you can do that, you still get that item. They don't have to drop their item manually. You just get it when you kill them. And there's a chance for them to drop the weapon that they're wielding, which is one of the best, objectively one of the best weapons in the game. Oh! Come on, that should have been a backstab. Like, dude. It's called the Black Knight Halberd, and it's one of the best weapons in the game. Because it's powerful, it's got good range, and it's got a great moveset as well. It's... In my first playthrough, it's like, oh, you can actually kick them. I had no idea that they'd flinch if you kick them. It makes sense. Oh, you're in for it now, buddy. Plunging attack for the kill? I don't... No, that won't kill them. That won't... I already know. That wouldn't kill them. Huh. This will, though. Yes! Oh, we didn't get it, which is fine, because I'm not going to use it anyway. Grasscrest shield, that's the best shield in the game. That's one of the like, once I put this on, unless it's too heavy, it seems okay, it's never coming off. So this is in Dark Souls 3. There's versions in Dark Souls 2 and also in Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, it's a turtle shield, which I used in my playthrough. It boosts your stamina recovery, and you don't even have to wield it in your left arm. You just equip it on your back. How cool! And also, do you know, I love the way it looks in this game. Like, I know it's a bit silly and it's all scratched, but I just love the sheen on it. Look at the sheen as you move. It's so satisfying. Excuse me. So this is the Darkroot Garden. Do you know what? Can we get Havel right now? I'm doing things a little bit differently, so I'm not going to go over there because there's actually a boss, or a mini-boss, whatever you want to call it, in the lake over there, which is definitely beyond my means right now. You using the Zweihander? You are. Good fellow. So, excuse me. I think I can open this with the master key. Oh my god, Havel! He usually waits around the corner. He went back to his position. He was like, oh shit. He was like, whoops, I'm not supposed to be here yet. Ah! Does he come out? I can't remember if he comes out or not. If he does, it could be interesting because you could probably use the Hydra to... I'm dead. You could probably use the Hydra to kill him. But I've never tried it. It doesn't look like he will. He's a bit shy. So I'm going to try and fight him once, but I'm aware that I'm level 1 or level 10, whatever. Wait, what level am I? Level 4. Excuse me. I'm aware that I'm level 4. Do you know what? How about this for fucking hypocritical? I'm going to take off my armor because he kills me in one hit anyway, and it's better if I have more stamina and I'm able to dodge more easily. But I'm level 4, I've got an unupgraded axe, so unless I can get some backstabs, this is going to be almost impossible. But I'm going to try because he gives you one of the best rings in the game. Especially if you're doing a strength. In fact, even if you're doing different builds, it's one of the best rings in the game. Okay. Nice try, buddy. So, when he's double-handing, that's especially dangerous. Because he does that and he can track you. He can change his direction mid-swing to fuck you up. 45 damage. That's not great. That's not great. And the fact that I almost died there. Like I said, I will do one attempt and we'll see how it goes. I don't think you can even parry the Dragon Tooth. I mean, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Yeah, if he jumps back like that, be very careful. because he can suddenly flick and change directions. Also, if my fucking Joy-Con does the thing where it doesn't move, I'm actually gonna KMS. Ah, right, come on. Let's try again. Yeah, it's doing it, man. It's doing it. I'm gonna have to look at it after I finish this recording. I'm gonna aim for 1 hour recordings, by the way. Yeah, it's doing it, man. I'm gonna aim for 1 hour recordings to see how we do. Look at his shoesies. They're so stupid. It's technically the... Is it the strongest? No, it's not the strongest armor in the game. I mean, it's one of the strongest. But it's extremely heavy because it's made of stone. It's made of stone. Right, come on. Ooh, it's a good thing he swung the other way there. So, we're about halfway. His armor is made of stone, and it's... Ah! You can get it in Dark Souls... I'm dead? You can get it in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 as well. But I've never liked the look of it. Do you know what? It's when I try to move to the left. It's my left joystick is like not moving. And unfortunately for me, I like to dodge to the left with Havel. Which I think makes sense because he's right-handed. Maybe. Oh my god, it's so janky. We're doing it though. About 6 more backstabs, maybe? If anything, it's good... I mean, it's not good practice for me, because I kind of know what I'm doing, but it's good practice for anyone watching, like how to take on Havel early. Havel the Rock, hence his name, because of his armor. So he's actually a bit safer when he's one-handing, I would say. Excuse me. So this is actually a back way into the Undead Burg. And also, there's more lore on Havel than I originally anticipated. He, apparently he's supposed to have been locked in this tower. I can't remember exactly why. I could probably look at one of the descriptions from his items, and it would tell me that he was locked away for something. Okay, one more. Oh, my heart skipped a beat. I'm not gonna lie. You done? You're done. To quote Jacksepticeye, you go in the fucking ground, bitch! I was watching Jacksepticeye play, I think it was Bloodborne. And he kept saying, no, was it Bloodborne? What did he play? It was Dark Souls 3. And he kept, every time he defeated a boss or a hard enemy, he said, you go in the fucking ground, bitch. I don't know what it's from, but I find it quite funny. I'll be honest, I'm not even a massive Jacksepticeye fan, but anyone who plays Soulsborne games, in my eyes, is an okay guy in my books. So, there's a little ledge above me. Also, Havel's Ring. Havel's Ring. Goes here. So, this lets you have more equip weight, so you can wear heavier stuff, and it will affect your item burden less. So I think we're actually fast rolling, even though we've got armor and a shield and what's it called on? Isn't there supposed to be a lizard? Ah! Oh no, there's an item. Okay. There is a lizard as well somewhere. Also, speaking of Bloodborne, I was playing recently, like I said, with a friend, and you can't use the left joystick to jump in that game. You have to double tap circle. Not only is that frustrating in itself, but you often find that when you're trying to dodge an enemy normally, you will sometimes jump by accident, and when you jump, you don't get iframes. So, also in that game, which I'm slagging off my favourite game ever now, you can you kick in that game? I don't think you can. I can't remember. But the fucking auto emotes in that game, oh my god, what were they thinking? Basically, they thought because they wanted to show off like the PlayStation's automatic Oh my god, do I always attack this slow? They wanted to show off the PlayStation controller's motion capabilities. So they made it, if you hold down X and then move your controller in a certain way, it will do an emote automatically for you. Except what they didn't really test properly is the fact that this happens probably 99% of the time when you're trying to fight a boss who is trying to actively eat your face off. So you emote during combat, and it's funny the first couple of times, but when it happens a trillion billion times, it gets very, very tiring. Here he is, Andre of Astoria. Also, that's a Demon Titanite, one of the hardest enemies in the game. I'm not going to tango with him right now. I'd rather fight Havel, honestly, because they're a bit janky. So, Andre.
You must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astoria. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
Why did you carry on hammering when you were talking? Hurrah. So, this is our main guy. This is, well, very shiny, half-naked man. He looks like he's hollow as well, look. You see? Kind of. Unless they're just scars from, I mean, the copious amounts of sparks that you're creating with your hammer. So, we can... That's a key item that we can buy later. Technically don't need it, but he sells some other good stuff. There's another merchant that we should have come across first who sells this stuff as well, which is useful, but it's quite expensive for this point in the game. He sells large arrows, I think. Yeah, which are good. Purchase item I just looked at. So yeah, he's basically like the bog standard blacksmith of the game. He'll upgrade your weapons without any sort of special attributes like like fire. I think he might do divine. I'm not sure. Anyway.
Most weapons and armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair.
Time to repair.
Like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect.
Well, they never betray you until they break, huh, Andre?
Two types of weapon forging. There's reinforcement and there's ascension. Reinforcement is simple. It strengthens the weapon and nothing more. A simple task for any blacksmith. Hell, you could even do it yourself with a smith box. But ascension's a finer art. It alters a weapon's properties. Ascension is the territory of we blacksmiths. A smith box just won't do the trick. Start out with reinforcement. When that loses its charm, you can consider ascension. As you've noticed, this land is flush with the mad and wicked. You won't make it through the night without employing my services.
Sorry, I was enthralled by his even though he's technically talking about boring game mechanics. Just his mannerisms and his voice had me enthralled. He talks with a West Country accent, which is in the UK, from the West Country, like Devon and Cornwall and Somerset, that type of place. Typical like pirate awar type of accent. So, look, I'll exhaust his dialogue.
Forge armor just like you do weapons. Forging armor is even easier than forging weapons. Whether you forge weapons or armor first, well, that's up to you. But nobody wants to see you go hollow. So whatever you do, you'd better do it well.
Good advice, Andre, except people don't wear armor in this game, so...
You can forging armor is
okay. So yeah, he does have more dialogue as you progress through the game. So, like I said, we're going the back way through Undead Burg here, which is a little sneaky. Do you know, I won't talk to... Onion Dude is down there. I won't talk to him right now. because we've spoken to enough people. We need to get a move on. It's a little sneaky to come this way, but I want to get something, and it kind of ruins the majesty, the allure of the game, the finesse of the beautiful design of the level. This might hurt. Yeah. Please let me grab this at least. Thank you. Now we need to dodge this, otherwise we die. There's also a guy out there that shoots magic at you. Okay. We're okay, I promise. I promise. So, it ruins the game a little bit because you're supposed to come here a little bit later after you go through the first level. And then you find this lift and you're like, oh, where does this go? And also, I'm going to ruin it even more by just going straight here. I got the item down there, right? Not that one. There's another one over there. I got it. But anyway, look, we're back. I was going to talk like Andre. Then we're back at Firelink Shrine. Look, there's a big old. I thought I fell off. There's a big old crow there. So when you first play through the first level, which is the Undead Berg, which is you go all the way up there, like through the town, through the ramparts and stuff, and then you make it there, and you're like, oh my god, they've linked the entire world up, and now I know why it's called Firelink Shrine. Well, actually, no, that's wrong. It's called Firelink because you're supposed to link the fire, but I suppose it could be construed as it being a link to other places in the world, because it is. Oops. So, we have done our initial run through our admin task. We've gone through and picked up all the goodies. Now I know for a fact I'm going to use these all anyway. I know for a fact that I can use my Zweihander if I level up my strength enough, okay? So as with the other games, you don't need the whole strength stat to wield a weapon in two-handed form. Sorry, take your drink. Oops, no. You only need, there is a calculation. I think it's like 1.5. I think it's the strength stat divided by 1.5, something like that. I don't know. I'm not going to try and work it out now. But I think for the Zweihander, which is what I want to use, I think it's 20 strength I need. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing, sorry. Level up. Strength. I'm just going to put it on 20 anyway, because that's a good round number. Wait. How many levels could we get, theoretically? 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 7 is 13 levels. Right, okay. I promise I can do math. Strength. So just put me on that for now. So all our little admin tasks... Oh, hello. That's a mage. Is that a man or a lady? I can't quite tell. Ooh. Oh, they look really cool. They're wearing Gwendolyn's armor. Wow. You see, you can be fashionable and still light roll. Where am I? Zweihander. So, I can't equip it one-handed, but if I do... Okay. No! I keep seeing leave and I think it's level up. It might be 21, hang on. No, 22? 22? Oh my god. Please! What is it supposed to be? Hang on. 24? Am I missing something? Why can't I two-hand it? Oh, I need dex! I'm so stupid. I just realised I need 10 dex, so it probably is 20 or something like that. Or even, it's probably less, it's probably like 18 or something. God, I feel stupid. So whatever happens, dex needs to be what dex needs to be for you to wield the weapon in the first place. So I've got some levels left over. Eventually I'll get dex up to like 12, I think, to equip the composite bow. The compost bow. But in the meantime, we're just going to focus on... Also, if you want to play as a pyromancer build, you'd want to get this up to level 10, so you get at least one slot for your fireball, unless you start as a pyromancer, of course. Otherwise, that's good for now. I mean, it's good to have a high strength stat anyway. Now I can equip it. I apologize, people. I'm so stupid, aren't I? Okay, so I'm not fat rolling, which is good, but I'm now medium rolling. If I were to unequip this armor, I would be light rolling again, but I do not. I don't mind medium rolling, even though it's quite debilitating in this game specifically. Like Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, you barely notice. I mean, Bloodborne, there's only one type of rolling, but in Dark Souls 3, medium roll is absolutely fine, and Elden Ring actually. Where are we? So I've got Havel's Ring, I've got my shield. Is there anything else I want to do? Ah, that was it. That was it. So, hang on. Where is my thingy? Did I get Homeward Bones? Ah, I knew there was something. Also, I think I got the... Oh, I kind of glossed over it, but there was a key on top of this building up here. That is if you want to get back to the asylum. Where you came from initially. We don't want to go there just yet because we wouldn't be able to defeat the boss. Also, you hear that bell ringing, but before I mention that, hang on. Yes, there are items down here. Here we go. Here we go. I forgot. You need to go. You need to go beneath the lift. I mean, it doesn't really matter at this stage, but I'm committed. Because you think you might die, but you just drop down here. And then you get to the secret stash. So a little bit more lore. People have theorized that this stash belongs to Petrus, because he's actually a no-do-gooder. So, that is an item for invading other worlds and killing other people to steal their humanity. You also get a talisman and the weapon that he wields, which is the Morning Star. And I think this is Homeward Bone. I assume that's just a way of escaping. So basically, the indication is that this is his secret stash, and he's actually a bit of a cock, and he likes to kill people, which isn't too far from the truth. Spoilers alert, but there you go. And there's this as well. I forgot what this is. Is this pine resin? No, Lord's talisman. That stops people from healing. Do you know what? I'd probably be able to kill the skellies now. They're still pretty tanky. Ah! I tell you what, basic hollows will not stand a chance now. This might be a bit fruity. Hang on. Oh! I forgot the R2 in this game is an overhead. I forgot it's an overhead! I thought it was a thrust. A thrust would be so much nicer, but it's not. Alas, 'tis not. Okay. Also, that chest over there, I don't know why it's open, but it's meant to be closed. Sorry. It's meant to be open, so don't worry about that. Right. Before we... Actually, do you know what? How long's this video gone on for? Do you know what? It's getting to the 1 hour, 10 minute mark. I'm going to leave it there. Because with how long I take, because of how thorough I like to be in my gameplay, it's going to take at least another half an hour just to get to the first bonfire in the Underberg, so I'm going to leave it there. Otherwise... Ooh, that was good timing. So that means that somebody just kindled this bonfire in their own world. Also, speaking of that, you heard the bell ringing. So that's the Bell of Awakening, which is actually in the church where we got the lift down into Firelink Shrine. Whenever you hear that ringing, and again, loads of people know this already, but for those who don't, if you hear that ringing, that means somebody else playing the game in their world has rung the bell. So again, a little cool Easter egg as you're going through the world, especially when you're playing on online. I'm not sure. I remember there being issues with the PC community version of this game because I think people are you're more liable to get hacked If you play online, I think there's been issues with that. I don't know if it's still the case, but I'm playing on the PS5, so it's fine, and it's never happened to me. So, also these are where people have died. Was there something else I was going to say? I forgot. And on that note, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, guys. It's good to be back playing another series instead of all this ridiculous Binding of Isaac and League of Legends, all these rubbish games. No, I'm kidding, but it's nice to be back playing an actual It's nice to be back playing an actual Souls game on my channel again. It feels like I'm home. I'm home. I'm home, aren't I? Whatever you're called. Wait, where are my emotes? Ah. Hang on. Yeah. There we go. Right, everyone. Thank you as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.